some errands with the Galaxie. I got to run up to Romeo, do some things for my dad's estate, and I forgot my camera. I'm using my iPhone, but yeah, I'll do a little video. I might go for a run around Stony Creek Park. So I haven't put up a video in a while, so I'll do a little video of my trip running errands. Yeah, I just decided to take the Galaxie. Why not? Even though it's an overcast, crummy day, it's about 63 degrees Fahrenheit right now. A little bit of fog here and there, but nothing bad. This was not a scheduled stop. Stopped at Morellan's and got some apples and an apple pie, and I thought I'd get a little video of the Galaxie here. Yeah, I know I've videoed this in the past, but I'm going to do it again. This is that hoarder that sells on that house in downtown Romeo. This is all his stuff. Looks like some of it's been cleared out, so maybe he's selling it, but he owns more of that, more cars or more spaces here than just those. But yeah, it's starting to thin out there actually, so maybe some people are rescuing some of the really neat cars there. There's always interesting things in the storage yard. Look at this old air compressor somebody's made from this Model A. I can't, yeah, it's got a, looks like it has an original engine in there. Another Model 8, looks like chassis. This was actually, I was talking to the guy, this was actually used in one of the Dukes of Hazzard TV shows, and it was one of the cars they jumped. Yeah, it's rough. And a 59 or 60 Cadillac, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's always neat stuff in the storage yard like this. I don't think that muffler's any good anymore. All right. People I bought the 59 Chevy from live down that road right there. It's Stony Creek Metro Park. My dad retired from the Metro Parks. He was a chief of interpretive services. Basically everything that went on in the Metro Parks he was in charge of. From building layouts, trail layouts, the going-ons for the public, everything that had to do with, anything that had to do with the public, he was in charge of. He started here at Stony Creek, at the Stony Creek Nature Center, and got promoted to chief naturalist there, and then chief of interpretive services. So anyway, I'm coming out here for a little run while I'm up here. And I'll do a little video at the nature center too. We'll go to the nature center today. This is the road into the nature center. I virtually grew up out here. My dad used to, in our summer, used to bring us, my friends and I, and to work a lot and let us run around the park while he was working. That was a different era, you know. The 60s was not like today, you know, with predators and stuff. So yeah, we were able to run the park, roam around, and enjoy it as kids growing up. There's the walkway. This is a new building. The original building got knocked down. It's kind of sad. I'll show you some pictures from inside if I can. There's the new building, and the old building used to be kind of right here. That walk was just, that goes out over the creek, was just off the old original building. Well, the building doesn't open until 1, so I won't be going in doing any videoing or anything from my dad. So we'll just hang out here and go for a walk on one of the trails. Man, they have everything closed around here. I guess it's, you know, that time of year to where they can do it. You know, it's October. But yeah, this is where the original building sat. I don't know if this was in the backyard. The guy that built the house. Actually, the building sat a little further back, probably about right here. Because you'd come out the door and you could hear that buzzing. And that's why he stopped using the place, and the Metro Parks bought it and turned the house into a nature center. And then the maintenance crew let the house go to heck. And they had to tear it down. They built this new, well, they built the new one, then they tore the old one down. But yeah, I grew up in the old one, so it was heartbreaking seeing it tore down. We'll go for a little walk down to the Stony Creek, and then we'll move on. There's all the nature trails. Yeah, my dad laid all these out, everything here. He started with the parks in 1964. Alright, we're going to just walk down to a bridge here and get the little creek where, that's where the old building was right there. And we're just going to go for a short little walk on this red trail. And right here there's a little bridge, and you're going to see that in a moment. And you can branch off on the two trails there. And they're pretty neat. It's worth a visit if you're in southeast Michigan. The Metro Parks are worth a visit. There's that boardwalk right. Can I get my right there? And then the creek is right through there, and right down here. And we're still right by the sign and the electrical tower. So we're just going to walk down a little bit here. Maybe we'll do the reflection trail. That's not that far. It's half a mile. Quarter mile or so. It's rather short. Haven't been out here in a long time, so I think it's worth, you know, I was up in Romeo doing errands and taking care of some of my dad's estate stuff, and I thought, well, I haven't been through here since he passed away. And yeah, it's been depressing since he's passed away, but I'm coping with it. And one of the things, you know, I just need to do this kind of stuff. It just makes me feel better. Here's the little bridge, little footbridge, and we'll get the little creek here. This is some of the creek. And when we were kids, and you can see the walk again there, and the power line, well, the tower's right there, it doesn't show up. But anyway, when we were kids, my friend Dave, who has the old Cadillacs, the old cars, my brother and I, we had these hip waders on that my dad told us not to get wet or dirty on the inside. And we decided to walk across the creek here and up to the nature center there, as opposed to taking the trail around, which isn't that far. Well, that was like a mucky bog, and we all got stuck up to our, well, and up to our chest in the mud, to where we couldn't get out. The waders filled with mud. My dad was so mad, he had to get some rope and a Cushman and kind of pull us out of the mud. Yeah, he was furious, and he had to wash out the waders and hang them to dry so he could use them the next day. So yeah, we got in big trouble over that, but we never did it again after getting stuck in there. That's kind of growing up with weeds. It was more black dirt back 40 years ago. But anyway, that was just a little story, and I'm sure you will remember it. Dave watches my videos. I am certain he'll remember that episode when we got stuck in that mud bog there. There's the little falls. And there's the tower. So just give you a general idea how far, and the mud bog and the deck. They're called the Huron-Clinton Metro Parks because all the parks are on the Huron or Clinton rivers. This is part of the Clinton River system, Stony Creek is. Yeah, we used to catch leeches and anything they needed for the exhibit. My dad says, oh, we need this for the exhibit or this for that. He'd say, why don't you boys go out and see if you can find it. I remember finding this huge leech in here. Look at that, you can see the bottom. The water is really clear. Really beautiful here. This is just one of the little ponds here at Stony Creek. Fall color. I don't know, I think today is the 6th of October, maybe 5th or 6th. Does the fish show up? Fish right there. There's some more right there and there. It's all kinds of, they probably heard me coming over. There's another one. Oh, that one just darted away. A long time ago there used to be a little cement dam there, I guess. Oh, it's still here. There it is. And there's the, we're at the far end of the pond now. It goes on to the habitat and landscape. Again, the maps, and we're just going to stay on the reflection trail, which is just, actually that goes to the habitat. That goes to the reflect, or the landscape trail, and this goes to the reflection trail. And I've hurt my sciatic nerve. There's a couple days I couldn't even walk. Been to the doctor, they've gave me some stuff for it, and it's helped. So at least I can walk again. And so anyway, here's the Stony Creek again. I came out here early in the morning. School groups start rolling in about 11, and I like to get here early before the school groups during the school year. So I don't know if during COVID if they're doing field trips here or not. I would assume they are because, you know, I mean, most people in this area are vaccinated, and there isn't a lot of big cases as far as I know. But anyway, there we go. There's a little bit of the creek there. Maybe once I get this sciatic, now I gotta watch where I'm going while I'm talking, but maybe once I get that issue taken care of, I'll do the landscape and the habitat trail too. And but you know, it's been probably, I can't remember the last time I walked the habitat trail, probably 40 years anyway. The landscape maybe 20, this one 5 maybe. When my dad was still alive, I would sometimes bring him out here and he could do this trail, but it would take him a while. He'd have to stop and rest a number of times, you know, because of his back issues and stuff. So anyway, we're gonna continue on here. You see this fenced in thing here? That's what it's for. The deer were just devastating the parks. I mean, you could hand feed them from your car, and they were just eating everything in sight, all the vegetation. It took my dad about a decade to where he got the public to accept the fact that they needed to have deer hunts in the parks to cut back on the deer. And they did do them for a long, I think they're still doing them. Maybe they close the park for a couple days, they allow hunters to come in, and then they can get the deer to keep them under control so they don't just decimate everything, you know. I mean, they were just eating everything. These forest floors almost had no green left on them. And we're at the end of the reflection trail. Nature Center buildings right through there. Some of the grounds here. Yeah, it always has had this big yard like this. And like I say, it was a private residence originally. I think the Hodges family, I don't remember, but anyway, sometime in the future the Nature Center doesn't open until 1 p.m. and this is about 11 a.m. And so sometime I'll get some video with the photos of the Nature Center and my dad and school groups and stuff. They're all the photos of the original stuff are in the lobby of the building there. Yeah, you can see school groups starting to pour in. There we go. There's the convert. I got armrests for it, by the way. I got to put them on in the next couple days, and I got another top boot coming that might fit. It's from a different supplier. And if somebody wants to buy it, I will sell it. There's part of the, well, you can't see it, the guardrail's in the way, but that's part of the creek. They put these big, ugly, hideous things here, you know, and then it spoils the view. This is a Metro Park map for the park system my dad worked for. Every one of these green dots is one of their Metro Parks. That's the one we're at right now. My dad developed most of them. I think Kensington was already under development. This was under development when he started here, but that's Stony Creek Lake. It's a man-made lake with two dams. Dam at the north end and the south end. Let me see if there's, oh, and then there's Lake St. Clair. That used to be called Metro Beach. And you can see Canada, so we're very close to Canada. Sorry. Let me see where, here's Stony Creek. So you can kind of see the going-ons there. It's a road that just goes around the lake. That's what we're taking. It's about 10 miles around by car. These are all parks. Anyway, I just thought I would show this, just kind of give you an idea of what the park system my dad retired from. It was 5 counties, so it was Macomb, Oakland, Livingston, Washtenaw, Wayne. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, that's all 5 counties. Anyway, if I have any youngsters on my channel, this is called a paper road map. That's how people used to navigate. They used to use things like this instead of what I'm videoing with or a GPS unit. You used old-fashioned paper maps. Yeah, that's a good-sized lawnmower. I guess they got to have big equipment to mow the grounds. This is one of the many picnic areas, and that's the lake there. Big lawnmower and lots of grass to mow in the park, so they have big mowing equipment. There is an 18-hole golf course here at the park too. So if you're into golf, I guess it's a pretty good course. My mom used to play it all the time. My favorite photo of the Bel Air was taken right in that spot right there. This tree was, all these trees were in full color. This was so caked in leaves you couldn't even see the road. I'll try and put a picture right after this, but I'll take a picture of the Galaxie sitting there. This is the lower dam. They never used to have those big ugly barriers there for years. The state made them put them up. That is the boat ramp. I'm gonna turn into the other beach here. No one's gonna be swimming. It's cold and cloudy in Eastwood Beach. Here's the beach house, the concessions, the bathrooms and showers, and yeah, they have showers here so you can wash up and get dressed before you drive home. Oh, there's a pontoon boat out there. The lower dam, I don't know if I can zoom with this thing or not. It's kind of right there. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can't really get it too well. Sorry, it's all shaky zoomed in. There's a bridge. Oh, there's another boat out there. There's a bridge underneath here. It was a 27-mile road bridge that was still there when they flooded the lake. So you can literally dive off your boat and dive down to the bridge. And this is the parking lot, which you can see is good size. Oh, seeing it's 20 to 1. We'll drive around the park, back around the way we just came back to the nature center, and if it's opened, I'll get a little video of the little thing in there with my dad and the old building and stuff. Got maybe 5-8 minutes and they'll be open, so we'll walk down there and check it out. Well, we're open. There's the old nature center building, and there's my dad. That's my dad there too. And I believe that was my school group, and I think that might be me. My class from anyway, there we go. That's the old original building where I practically grew up, and my dad in the nature center here. That's the bridge. It's under the lake. That's where the lake is now. Yeah, that was 27-mile road, I do believe. If I can get that. Stony Creek is my favorite of the Metro Parks. My dad's was Wolcott Mill Metro Park. It's an old grist mill, a grain mill. And they also have a farm over there too, a full functioning farm. And that was his favorite. This is the upper middle lake, maybe. I think the upper was at the park. The lower lake and the upper dam. There, we're on the dam right now, going over the dam. So if you, I don't know if you can do the Google or not, but the Wolcott Mill Metro Park is an old, you know, they grind corn and whatever for flour and whatnot. And you can go there. They still, it's water powered. It's got water turbines, and you can still go there. And they'll sell you grain. They run the mill, and if you go in there, and a lot of times if you ask them if there's water in the head, they'll run the mill for you. And in one of the garages there's that 35 Chevy 2-ton grain truck that I restored for them. And if it's not out, ask them if they'll open up the garage so you can see it. And then there's a Model TT Ford truck there that a group found. It was in a garage in Romeo, and it was the original truck the mill used. TT Model T truck, Model TT I should say, and it had a broken frame, you know, and it had been cobbled over the years, so I repaired the frame and they restored it, and everything they wanted correct on it. I would have restored it with what was there. That was what was used at the time. Had the incorrect newer 4-cylinder engine. I would have put that back in it. They got the correct engine for the year of the truck, rebuilt it and put it in. So to me, you know, they replaced too many parts on the truck, so it's not the truck that originally was there anymore. The truck that was originally there is hanging on the wall in the garage where they keep the truck. So you can actually ask and they'll open up. If it's not open, they'll open up that building for you too. You know, if they're not super busy, they're more than happy to go open up and show people the stuff. So it's an interesting park. It's my second favorite, but because I grew up here, this is my favorite of the parks. And if you live in Minneapolis and Hennepin County, my dad consulted with the Hennepin County park system in a lot of their parks. So yeah, a lot of input in the Hennepin County parks and also Cleveland, Ohio parks too. And he was good friends with one of the guys that was in charge of the Cleveland parks, and they collaborated on a lot of stuff too. So the Cleveland parks, the Hennepin County and Minneapolis and the Huron-Clinton, my dad had a lot of input into how they were laid out and the parks were done. And what was, you know, what's there. If you ever go to ride on one of those 34-foot Montreal Voyager canoes, the park system got those. We were on a vacation in Disney in '76. My grandparents went to Florida for the winter, and we went to Disney while we were visiting them. And my dad saw these canoes, and he thought those were used in the fur trading up in our area on the Huron and Clinton rivers. So when he got back, he actually talked to them there at Disney while we were on vacation to find out where they got the canoes. And, you know, then when he got back, he got federal grants and worked on contacted the manufacturer and had some made. So if you're out in one of those canoes, that was my dad that pushed to get those, and just to get trailers even was a fiasco for him. He had to call them the canoes were called learning devices, and the trailers were called launching dollies for the learning devices. And but he got the federal grants and got it all. When he came back and said he wanted it, the commissioner said, well, you get the funding, you can have it. So he did. And so if you're out paddling around in one of those canoes, thank my dad a little bit. Say thank you to him. Many years ago, we're on the Park X at the top of this hill before the trees grew, and you could see downtown Detroit. We're about 30 miles north of downtown Detroit, and you could totally see the skyline of Detroit. And we used to come here and watch the fireworks from here. It was, yeah, you could totally see them. It was really neat. Anyway, this is Shelby Road I'm going on to, and we're going to take this to Mound, and I don't know which way I'm going to take home. Mound was under construction, so I'm not going to take Mound. I might take John R. But I'm going to go visit one of my dad's best friends that I've known for my whole life. He's not too far from here, so we're going to go pay him a quick visit too. All right, stop by my dad's best friends. That's his house right there. That was his. They've known one another for 64 years. I've known him my whole life. But anyway, we're gonna head home now. It's getting on 2 o'clock. Maybe stop for lunch on the way home. Probably by the time I get home, I'll have done about 120 miles in the car, and I left the house at 9:30 this morning. So yeah, the car's been out all day. It's got a nice run today. Burned about 1/8 of a tank of gas in it so far. Well, there, now you can see the fuel indicator. Alright, let me get rolling. We'll get out on the main road and I'll get rolling. Decided to take the scenic route home, which takes me by Yates Cider Mill, which is usually a zoo this time of year. Usually the traffic and the parking around here is just nuts. And that's the Clinton River there. That's part of what Stony Creek is on, the Metro Parks on the Clinton River there. Alright, we're going up a pretty good uphill grade right now. I know it doesn't show up in the video, but take my word for it. It's uphill. Well, I guess there's no going anywhere in Michigan without running into construction, so yeah, I've been sitting in this traffic for about 10 minutes now. Hopefully we'll get going a little bit here. Maybe after the light we'll get going, we'll see. Sorry, putting my fingers. I'm using my phone, so yeah, I'm not used to videoing with it. Well, it's a broken down bus. That's the hold up, sitting there in the right lane. They just brought another bus so all the passengers can go from one to the other. So they need to get that thing out of the road, get the traffic moving. It's been quite a backup it's caused. Alright, well, I'm on my home stretch now, and like I say, I've probably done 120 miles, been out with the car for over 5 hours now and running most of the time, running my errands, and I've burned about a quarter tank of gas. So I guess that's pretty good considering how far I drove. It does have a 26-gallon gas tank though, so yeah, it takes a while to burn it down. So anyway, if you like the video, definitely hit the like button. It certainly helps get more views and whatnot on my videos, helps me make a little bit more money. If you like my channel, subscribe by hitting that 348 engine icon that pops up there. And thank you for watching my videos.